If you're tired of hearing, "I can't afford it," from prospective clients, then today is your chance to change that. How many of us here hear that? "I can't afford what you're selling, I can't afford what you've got." Yeah, quite a few times. Well, I'm delighted to introduce you to Julia Bernard Thompson. She has 15 years in business development. She's worked in 7- and 8-figure public and private sector companies, closing as much as £30 million of deals annually. Her current clients range from small business owners growing a business on their kitchen table. There's been a few of us that have started our business on a kitchen table, yeah, to companies well past the £1 million mark, of which there are quite a good number of companies at that level in the room today, which is great to see. Today, Julia is going to share with you practical ways you can offer your services to get high-paying clients consistently and add up to £25,000 a month in sales to your balance sheet, or profit and loss, should I say. My accountant friends would quickly. So, without any further ado from me, please welcome Julia Bernard Thompson.
This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me.
That's me doing the mic check. Don't worry, you don't have to listen to me sing. Can everybody hear me all right? Yes? Because I don't want you to miss out on your $25,000 because you can't hear me. Or pounds. I say dollars because a lot of my clients are US based. So just insert whatever currency makes you happy. Now, £25,000 in the next 30 days. So it's the 10th of October. How many of you would love to have £24,000 extra by the 10th of November? Awesome. And if you might be thinking, "Julia, I made £25,000 before I brushed my teeth this morning," then just pick a number that works for you. And if £25,000 is so big that you can't even count it in your mind, then pick a number that's smaller, that works for where you are in your business. Hopefully. We try that again. Aha. Ooh. There we go. Let's try the other one. So, Julie and Amy will give you some little cards, and I want you to follow the instructions really carefully. So I only have 20 minutes, and I don't want to go over my time because then they'll play me off the stage. So if you have any questions, I will be answering your questions during the panel this afternoon. So write your questions on those little cards. And you might notice that those little cards also have a paperclip on it. As I talk, I'm going to give as many of you as I can manage over the next few days an opportunity for me to do the exercise that you're going to do later on in your business for free. People in this room who know me, my accountant is in this room, so he probably just cringed when I said the word free. So make it worth my while to get told off afterwards, right? So I'll tell you when to attach your business card if you want that free review. Before I do all that, this is the problem that most of my clients face. What to charge, what to sell, how many services or options to offer, and the misconception that the more you offer, the more you sell. Now, if you wanted to make £25,000, I thought I'd give you a few suggestions just to get the brains going, right? You could have one client at £25,000. You could have 5 clients at £5,000 each. Or you could sell 25 people into an online course or some low entry point item at £1,000. A lot of my clients are coaches and consultants. They tend to sell services. So you might find that some of the examples are kind of geared that way. Just insert your business here. I promise you it will work. Now, I want you to meet Ebony, because you might be thinking, she is having a laugh. Nobody can make £25,000 without charging more money, without generating more leads, without spending half your time on social media or paying for Facebook ads or any of those things that all of the other people tell you that you have to do. So I want you to meet Ebony. Ebony is a US-based business coach, and Ebony made $12,000 in one day doing exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. Excited yet? Awesome. Now, at the end of my 20 minutes, you will know exactly what to sell so you can work less. How many of us want to work less? I mean, especially winter is coming. You might have picked up a little bit of an accent from me. The Caribbean is where I'm from. Please, every January, I wonder, Julia, when are you going to buy the villa? So we all want to work less, right? And how to do all of this, even if you have 0 following online. Now, I know social media is king, and we feel as if we have to show up there all of the time. But let's face it, depending on where you are in your business, you might not have 10,000 Instagram followers, right? And I promise you that what I'm going to show you will work, whether you are at your kitchen table just growing your social media following, or whether you do have even more than those 10,000 Insta followers. A little bit about me. I secretly have a master's in forensics, and people always ask me, how did you go from crime scenes to money? So this is the whistle-stop version. And it all starts with wanting to pay off my student debt a lot quicker. So I had the choice, after I did my MSc, to go and work in corporate in business development. And to be honest, at the time, I couldn't think how I would use a master's in forensics to work in business development. And thankfully, my boss at the time, I worked for a company called Alfred McAlpine. They don't exist anymore. Carillion bought them out, and we all know what happened to Carillion. He very kindly said, if you can analyze crime scenes, you can analyze business data. And the rest, as they say, is history. So I ran a luxury wedding and event company. And this is one of my favorite messages from a client. She literally posted it on Facebook. Seriously, lady, you are so brilliant. Oh, you make it so easy to say yes, and please take my money. And that is the client on the left-hand side. She's based in Vegas, and I flew out there for work because my accountant is in the room. And I worked with her while I was in Las Vegas last year. So 3 things keeping you from those 25K months: your targeting, your lead generation, and your sales process. I'll say it again. Your targeting, your lead generation, and your sales process. All of you get what I mean by targeting, lead generation, and sales process. And if you don't, write it on the little card, and I will answer it in the panel later on. Now, targeting is not about your niche, it's about your ideal client. I know we've all heard it before: audience, marketing, ideal client, niche. But when you think about your ideal client, I want you to literally think about a person, one person. Because every Facebook post you write, every email that you send, every ad that you put in the newspaper, if that's how you market, is going to be read by one person over a cup of tea, or on the train into the office, or you need them to stop the scroll on social media, but it's still one person. So when you think about your targeting and you think about one person, it makes it a lot easier to write personalized posts, to write posts that really connect, that will make people go, oh, actually, yeah, he knows what I'm thinking. I can trust this business. And that's when they start justifying in their own minds and selling themselves into working with you, regardless of what the investment is for your service, program, offer, whatever it is. I'll give you an example. Your current sales process probably looks like this. And if it doesn't, it looks pretty close to this. You have leads coming in for an entry-level package. I have to slow down because I get excited talking about money. You have leads coming in for an entry-level package. Most of you will have a free thing that they can download off of your website or some other similar system. But everybody who downloads that free offer, and if you don't, you need to, will go to your entry-level package. Or you might be the kind of business that goes out and does quotes or meets with clients. But 9 out of 10 times, you're going to offer them the lowest price point. Because we all kind of get nervous when it comes to talking about money. And we think that our clients are nervous to buy from us. So we don't want to scare them off. and really sell the thing that we know that they need. So we sell them the cheapest thing in the hope that then you can upsell them into something else. Does that sound familiar? Maybe you might want to put your hand down like a little bit shy. But that's what you've probably been taught, right? Get them in with something low price, and then you can upsell them into something else. So you upsell them into your mid-level package, and then you upsell them into your premium package. And like most of my clients, you probably have a whole heap of stuff that your clients can buy, like a laundry list. Like they can go to your website and there's so many different options. You think, surely they're going to pick one, and then the villa in the Caribbean beckons. But it doesn't always work that way, because a lot of times you offer so many things that it's almost too much choice, and you overwhelm your client, especially if they don't have an opportunity to talk to you first to find out what is the best thing for them. So they go to the website, they go to the sales page. If you sell web design, and I say web design purely because the oak thing is right in front of me, so many options. You could have this, you could have the logo, you could have the not logo, you could have the logo with the thing. Your buyers don't even know that a logo and a watermark and an icon thing is different. So how can you ask them to differentiate between all of your layers when you are the expert? That's why they're coming to you for whatever it is you do. So if you keep your options simple, it will actually mean that your clients will buy more because they will understand it. Now I want you to play the numbers game. Now we're going for £25,000 or whatever is the number that makes your heart happy. And if you were to sell, so given the model I just showed you, the traditional model of getting people in with a lower price, whatever it is, and then upselling them, if you needed to make £25,000 in 30 days, how many of your lowest price, service, program, offer, whatever, would you need to sell? So I think I'm on page 9 of the workbook. You can write your answer on page 9. Or you can write it on the little card, and I'm on page 10. I like that, 10 on the 10th. Ooh, I like numbers, got excited then. So, you can write your number down, I'll give you 2 seconds to do that. £25,000 is the goal. How many of your lowest price service would you need to sell? Everybody have their number? Or do you need 2 more seconds? Everybody have their number? Shake your head, wave at me. Right? Okay, I'm going with everybody's got their number. Now, what would happen, just, think Villa in the Caribbean, winter is coming. What would happen if instead of offering people your lowest price service first, you offer them the best possible option? So in other words, you said, if you on a website, our job is to give you the best website ever. We specialize in websites for, speakers. And we know that a speaker's website needs to have all these things, and this is what we give you, because anything else is just not good enough and you won't get booked for good gigs. So what would happen if you sold your most expensive service first? And then if people didn't want that service, then you offered them the next and then the next. So in other words, you are switching around your sales process. You don't have to post on social media anymore. You don't have to send any more emails. You don't have to put any more, ads in the newspaper. All you're doing is literally offering your most expensive service first to the same number of leads, doing the same marketing you're doing now. More money instantly. Because even if only one person bought your most expensive offer, chances are you're going to make more money anyway. So you won't need all the sales. So in other words, yes, you will have less volume of sales, but you will have higher income from those sales. So that's the whole work less, earn more. Sounds really good, right? Now you all either look completely terrified or like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm going to go with the other one. That, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Now let's play the numbers game again. £25,000 in 30 days with you offering your most expensive service first. How many would you have to sell? Write it down, because I love seeing people's expressions when they see the big difference in those numbers. Who feels brave enough to share the before and after? Is it that bad that nobody wants to share? Nobody? Nobody? Go for it. So I said, who wants to share the before and after numbers? So the first number when you played the numbers game, if you were selling your least expensive service to make 25,000, and if you're now selling your most expensive service to make 25,000. So how many would you have had to sell the first round?
The lowest service would be 100. The highest would be
100 to 10. Anybody else? You had your hand up in the white shirt. 100 to 16. One more? Worth it, right? 100 to 1. 100 to 1. 100 to 10. 100 to 16. You haven't done anything different in your lead generation, in your marketing. All you've done is positioned yourself and you're offering your premium, your best service to your clients. You are saying that I want to give you the best possible outcome. And as the expert, I know that for you to get the best possible outcome, this is the best possible service for you. Which client is going to go, well, no, I don't want the best. I want a really crappy website, or I kind of want my house half built, or whatever it is your business does. Like, no client is going to look at you and say that. And then they buy themselves into it. Then they're not justifying the expenditure. Then they know that they're making a business investment because you've positioned it that way. You've said, here's the best. This is what I know works. This is what gets results, and this is the investment for it. Now, even when they have to kind of do some creative accounting to get the money, it's not such an emotional wrench for them to do that. And the other thing is, sales psychology, people don't like selling themselves out of a really good deal. So they will go round and round and round trying to figure out ways to get that best offer. They're not going to go, I can't afford it. They'll go, can I have a payment plan? Can I extend it? Can you work with me on this? I really want it. Because they really want the best. Now, there are two things that you must have in place to make this work. Because now everybody's excited. I know by the time you leave here, you're emailing your assistant, you're changing things on the website, you're like, Julia said, sell the most expensive thing. That's what we're doing. Awesome. That's exactly what I want you to do. But I want you to make sure that you have these two things in place first. Qualified leads and a clear offer. Qualified leads. Not more leads, qualified leads and a clear offer. And I will show you how to do that. So I've given an example. Again, like I said, a lot of my clients are coaches and consultants and sell services. I also have accountants, I have photographers, I have beauty therapists, but we went with a coaching example this time. So qualified leads and a clear offer, this is the difference. Top line is woman going through a transition plus six sessions of coaching. Say that 3 times fast. You will get people not really sure if it's for them or it will help them with their particular situation. Because women going through a transition is really broad. What kind of transition? Transitioning to a job, transitioning to leave, transitioning to another country. So 3 different women going through 3 different kinds of transitions will read that and go, well, I don't really know if it's for me. And nothing happens. Bottom line, qualified leads. Women over 50 who are changing careers. So when you're reading that, I want you to think, how can you make your lead generation that targeted. How can you do that in your business so that when your audience reads your marketing message, they know instantly that you can help them? And it really needs to be boiled down to one line like that. If you have to explain it for more than 2 seconds, it's too long. So women over 50 who are changing careers, and they will see a 90-day launch your new career package. Ta-da! They know it's for them. They give you their money. Everybody's happy. We're all buying the villa. Caribbean, here we come. Right? I really need to sort that Caribbean villa thing out, don't I? That means your marketing is more effective. Buyers will know instantly it's for them. And it's as simple as that. You take away the confusion. You make your messaging super clear. You say exactly who your ideal client is, exactly what they will get from your service. It's a no-brainer. Your clients will buy. And I have more examples. That's Heather. So people can work with me one-on-one. They can work with me in a group. And the lady that I showed you at the start, Ebony was one of my one-on-one clients. And Jill and Heather are currently working with me now. They've just re-enrolled, which is always a good thing. And Heather is a health coach. They are both based in the US, hence the dollar amounts. Heather is a health coach, and she went from charging $120 per client to $1,200 per client. That happened within the first 30 days of us working together, because she literally did what I just showed you to do. Super targeted. She was like, I'm a health coach for everybody. And we swapped her messaging to, she is a health coach for people who want to heal chronic conditions with food. That specific. So what happened was she had loads of people who had chronic autoimmune conditions who were fed up of being on medication because the medication wasn't working anyway, and they wanted to take a more holistic nutrition-based approach, and they hired her. And Jill went from charging $1,200 a client to $4,800 a client. And she just did an interview with me, and she literally had a $5,000 day, her first one ever in her business, doing exactly what I've just showed you guys to do. And Jill is a business coach who helps business owners to combine faith and lifestyle in a business. So she works mainly with Christian business owners, because especially in industries where it can be a bit taboo to be Christian, she's US-based as well. And so she positioned herself as, I will help you to build a business that honors your faith, that doesn't compromise your belief system. And she changed her messaging, and that was the end result. And the last person I want to talk to you about, finally a Brit, yay, is Joanne Bell of Bell's Accountants. And you might think, she's an accountant. Can you really make accountancy sound exciting? Sorry to any of the accountants in the room. But it's accountancy. At the end of the day, most accountants pretty much do the same thing because the services are pretty similar, right? So when Joanne started working with me, and she's one of my longer-term clients, and I really needed to update that slide because we're closer to just under the £200,000 mark now, which is awesome. But when Joanne first started working with me, she said, Julia, I cannot make accountancy sound sexy. And I was like, I love a challenge. So we created a high-level accountancy package for businesses who were already turning over £200,000 or more a year, and they wanted to double that in 12 months. And that package was £25,000. So she basically went into their business and was almost like a CFO for a year, and she'd go in and she'd see them every month. When we put the package together, we were on retreat in Barbados. I know. I take my clients on retreat to Barbados. Don't all rush. And we put that package together during the retreat in Barbados. And, they came with their sort of short list of leads. So she had her, I think it was 10 people who were already turning over that 200,000. We put the marketing email together. She sent the email from the villa in the Caribbean. I promise you this is true. And by the time she got on the plane the next day, she did an early bird of £17,000 if you responded within 48 hours. And by the time she got on the plane the next day to head back to England, she had £34,000 waiting for her in 2 days. by doing exactly what I've just told you to do. Because it was really clear in her email, those companies, they were high growth focused. They wanted to get an accountant in their business to look at their expenditure, to look at their income, to look where they could make savings, because that's what accountants do. And they were really happy to be able to have her as a CFO for 12 months to help them to do that. So of course, if they're already turning over $200,000 a year and they want to go to $400,000 a year, a £17,000 investment was a no-brainer. It was a tiny percentage of the growth that they were after. And that's what I mean by, if you have a really clear idea of who your ideal client is, you have a targeted lead generation system, and you offer your highest price service first, your clients are going to say yes. So 2 things I want to leave you with. Remember, if you have any questions, either write the questions in your worksheet and I will answer them when we do the panel in the afternoon. And if you want me to take a look at your sales page for your most expensive offer, then attach your business card to that little bit of thing, card, sorry, couldn't remember the word then. And I will do that for you completely, no cost, my treat, to help you get closer to that £25,000 mark in the next 30 days. Thank you.